Well, in this lecture, we are going to discuss the HTML basics. We've seen in lecture 2, if you remember, that the World Wide Web was created in 1989 in a purpose of providing an easy way to access cross-reference documents. Today, we'll see those websites, how we are able to create them, how to visualize them using the web browsers, and what is the language that is used to create those web pages. In a small introduction, the hypertext markup language, which is the HTML, provides the basic front-ended structure of a website. The front end refers to the graphic user interface GUI that the user can interact with. Also, there is the CSS, which is the cascading style sheets, which is used to control the presentation, formatting, and layout of web pages, and JavaScript, which is used to control the dynamic behavior of different elements. Well, in this lecture, we are going to focus on hypertext markup language. And later in other courses, if you are a computer electrical engineer or mechatronics, you may take the CSS or the JavaScript. Let's start first with the hypertext. What does hypertext mean? We've seen before that a hyperlink is a link that we can use to point to a document, a specific document, or a specific web page, picture, or anything in Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. Well, hypertext is a text filled with those hyperlinks, and that's what we are going to work on in this lecture in order to create our first local web page. This more recap from lecture 2 also, a web page is a web browser, a web browser is an application which we use to open web pages or websites on the internet. We've seen that it may be Opera, Safari, Microsoft Edge, Google Chrome, Internet Explorer. All of those, or one of those, we are going to use today in order to open our text file to view it as a local web page. Also, a recap from lecture 2, we've seen that the URL is the Uniform Resource Locator. It's a unique address which gives resources, which is given for resource on the web, and each resource have its own URL or Uniform Locator. Also, a recap from lecture 2, we've seen that the web or the URL is made up of 4 main parts, which is the protocol identifier, the domain name, directory, and the file name, as seen here in this picture. So the protocol, HTTP in this case, we've seen that there's HTTP, HTTPS, FTTP, and many others. The domain name, which will represent our website, the directory inside this website, and the file name in this web page. Well, going back to HTML, HTML elements are the building blocks of any HTML page. So to write an HTML, we need to go for some tags or some codes that we are going to use them always in order to create our page. Always there are we use those to open or to close our part if you want. So those are the opening brackets or the opening of the part, and this is the end of each part. And those, of course, are not displayed on the web page. As we can see here, we open HTML using this way. We close it. Headers, titles, body, heading 1, heading 2, heading 3, whatsoever, and a tag for paragraphs. Those are the main tags that you are going to use to create your first HTML document. If you want to see the HTML of any page you are using on the web browser, you can just right click on the page and click on select or view source. You can see that this web page is made up of parts starting with head, body, title, and you can see the pair of tags. This will help you to understand how web pages are created. Mainly, each web page has two main parts, which are the head and the body. So we start the HTML, then inside it there's a head, and inside it there's a body. Those are the two main parts that we are going to see. So this is the basic web page, or the first baby step in creating an HTML page. So as you can see, the HTML started here and closed. Okay, as you've seen before in flowcharts, we with if and end if, somehow it's the same. So start HTML, end it. Start the head, end it. Inside the head, there's a title, start the title, end it, and a body, start the body, and end it. Mainly, the huge work of our HTML page is located here in the body. We are going to see that inside this part, we are going to create how our page is going to be viewed. So now we are going to start our first page. I want you to create a text file. Right click, create a text file, and save it as index.html. We are going to, in the future slides, create our content. You can try testing it by dropping the previous code, HTML code, which is the hello world, the ABC code inside it, and check what's going on inside this page. Please know that the directory of this page is going to be file, C, and whatsoever. It's not going to be HTTP because it's a local page. So let's see. Let's say we created this document, which is called test.html. So as I told you before, create a file on your desktop, right click on it, or change its name. When you open this page, save file, save as, and save as whatever.html in order to be located by your web browser. Oh. Then start writing your HTML. As you can see here, we started with HTML, we closed HTML, head, body, head, we ended head, body, and ended body. In this case, we are just testing the H1, 2, 3 till 6. What's the difference between them? As you can see, those headings are going to show up like this. So it's the difference in the size of the heading. So this is the 6th level heading for HTML. We are going to use it in our pages. Also, other common HTML tags are B to make the text bold, I to make it italic, U to make it underlined, strike to strike through, subscript, SUP to subscript, sub to subscript, div to make a section or division, and span to group tags together. Also, you can see the break, which is an empty element used to start a new line. You are going to use this one a lot. So in this file, also the same file you are going to use, but we are going to play around a little bit with the body. So on the same file you've created, let's try to start with div to check the division. Use B, I, U, strike, sub, and sub, all those functions in order to see the difference between them. Another thing, guys, you are going to also use are lists. You can use either unnumbered list or numbered lists. So the UL elements created unordered if you want, and there's ordered lists, which is OL. We are going to see also the difference between them. So in the same file, and a small recap for this file. So how do we create this file? We go to your documents or anywhere, right click, create a text document, this text file, open it, save as whatever you want .html, write this one or write any code inside it, save it, then go for this same file, right click on it and open using any web browser you want. Okay, so this is another way we are going to check uh, the labeling. As you can see, UL will put them without order using the all. As I told you before, there's also ordered list using OL. So if we replace UL with OL, this will create this numbering order list. So the type attribute of the OL defines the type of the list. By default, it is type 1, which means that the list items will be numbered with numbers. Also, the list items can be numbered with uppercase letters or lowercase letters, uppercase Romans or lowercase Roman letters. As so, also we can see that we can use HR to if you want to draw a break. As you can see, this is the unordered list, this is the ordered list, and we use this HR, which is the horizontal rules or lines if you want. We write inside it the style. How do you want the width of this? Try to play around with it. Instead of 75, try it 100%, 90%. Choose the background color like this. So write background color, 2 dots blue, its height. This will draw this horizontal line on your page. Another thing you can do also on your page is adding photos. This is used using image. You open the image, you describe the image, and then you close this image. Okay, so make sure to do this. So the first thing you do, you put the style, the width of your image, the height of your image. You can change it. You can change the source of your image, and the ALT, which is the alternate text to the image. If this image didn't open, what the page will show, it will show the word vegetables. Also, guys, you can add links to other pages using the A element or with its href attribute. So href equal page 2. We are going, if you want to link it to page 2, or we can link it to another web page. We'll see it in a bit. Also, you can link it to another section of a page. So a name of the section here, close it, section 2 and close. Here, as you can see, href for section 2, it's a style, and also href, we're going to open to Blackboard, for example, in this case, or anything we want, calendar or whatever. Also, guys, I'm going to introduce to you the basic, if you want, settings for your web page, which is the background. You use BG color as background color. You may use the code for this color, or also you may use the letters for this color. You can change also the font color with the same manner or criteria. This you can find it, or you can use R, for example, for red, B for blue, Y for yellow, or write red, blue, yellow. Another thing, guys, you may want to check is the link color, visited link color, active link color. As you can see in while opening Google, if you Google some websites, when you click on the website, once it's opened, it will change color to purple. So this is the visited link color. Also, you can change margins. So this is another example. We change the body color. We change the color, background color, text color, link color, v-link color, a-link color. We change the style of the font and the alignment. Another example. So you can, it's clear. If you follow those examples and run them, and you are able to run them, then it's easy for you. So this is another example. In this case, we stated the style after the heading, and then we go for body. We added a web page. So as you can see, we added a link for the Blackboard, a link for home, and a link for calendar.